Right guys, we are still at Kaizen 2019. We managed to bump into an old acquaintance of ours, Peter Jones, who's now known as the Ninja Nurse.
Yes, yeah.
Which, you know, cool nickname. Do I get a cool nickname? No, but Peter does, so that's good. And he's going to tell us about what he does, and he's going to plug his new book.
Okay, yeah, so thanks Chris. So yeah, I'm Peter Jones. I've been doing martial arts for 29 years now, multiple martial arts, and by profession I'm a nurse, so hence Ninja Nurse. And so what I've done is I wanted there to be a book on injuries in martial arts. You do martial arts long enough, you're going to get an injury, unfortunately. That's the way. So it's a contact activity. And I wanted to own the book on injuries, but there wasn't one. Well, there is now, because I've written it. And I just thought, between 29 years martial arts and how many years have I been a nurse now? I've no idea. I just thought, that why shouldn't I write it? Why shouldn't I write it? So I did. And so 18 months worth of work, and you've got Ninja Nurse, the essential guide to injuries in martial arts. It's 18 months worth of work. Something I'm incredibly proud of. Proud of having produced this. My hope is that it's going to be a benefit to the wider martial arts community. It's 300 pages worth. Within these pages you've got a massive section on how we minimise injuries. So even the common sense things like tapping out, clipping your toenails, making sure there isn't glass on the floor from the party the previous night, risk assessments, data gathering. And then you've got biggest section, of course, is you've been smacked in the nose, you've got a lovely nosebleed, what are we going to do about it? Or you've rolled your ankle, what are we going to do about it? Your knee's been giving you grief for months, what could it be? And then the final section of the book is, okay, so the accident's happened, you've dealt with it, now how do we document it and how do we learn from that? And then there's some odd bits in the back on your CPR algorithms and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's my book. I'm grateful for you giving me the opportunity to plug it. And as I say, to me, it's not just my project, it's also, I really do feel this should be a benefit to the martial arts community. I do think this is a book that every serious martial artist should own. It should be on their bookshelf, or should be on the dojo bookshelf. Yeah.
Okay, it's things that people don't think about. Yeah. I think everybody's first aider. Yeah. But I think that's a bit beyond first aid though.
It does. It covers some of the errors that people make in first aid sometimes. I've given rationales for saying please don't close wounds. If you think the wound is bad enough to need closing, send them to hospital, let the experts do it. Yeah. Because it's too easy to go wrong on these things. Yeah. It's also, I treated somebody recently, he had a nosebleed, and he did the classic thing of put his head back.
No.
That's what, yeah, exactly. Because that's what he'd been taught in his recent first aid course, so you just cringe. But it's just things like that. It's dismissing some of the myths and giving people the correct advice. A lot of the time the correct advice is actually, a lot of injuries sort themselves out without any intervention. You put a bit of ice on, and some things need referring, and that's the way it should be. Yep.
As you know, the government's getting involved with Martial Arts Club. They're looking at being registered. You've got to have safeguarding in view, risk assessments, things that we probably do without thinking about it, which will become legal. First aid, I'm a first aid trainer, and as I tell people, I'm not a doctor. I put plasters on, and quite often it's no, you need to see a doctor, you need to get to the hospital. But a book like this should really be something that you own, or the dojo owns as well. Give us the info on that one.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yes, I agree. It's important to realise there are things you can deal with in the dojo. It's also important to realise there are things that you can't and need referring, and not everybody gets that distinction. And yes, there is more to it than just the treating of the injuries. We do reference in the book data gathering. You have to be able to gather data. Yeah. You need to emergency contact telephone numbers, you need to know about your students' allergies or medications that they're on, so as if you do need to call an ambulance, you've got that relevant information. But of course, if you're going to gather data, you've got a legal obligation to protect that data and to destroy the data at the appropriate timescale. And all that's referenced in here. We have got examples of risk assessment in here, because I'm also a qualified risk assessor. So I've got in here how you go about carrying out a risk assessment. I've got in here how you audit things. So if you have injuries, how do you audit them at the end of the year? So as you can look for if there are any patterns, so as you can proactively prevent the injuries. We find in my club the only one pattern to it is toenails. People not clipping their toenails. Yeah. So as a a result, I can prove that there is this one pattern that I've audited, and this is what I've done about it. So I've fed it back to students. It's in our monthly newsletter. You know, if necessary, we can do quick checks as you enter the dojo and just check, are your toenails nice and short. But that's the only pattern that we have in our dojo. We don't get any other kind of consistent injuries. But yeah, exactly that sort of thing is referenced in here. This is not a book on child protection, but you can't look at the whole issues around injury management, injury prevention without considering that. It is a part and parcel.
Where can I get hold of this book? If they're not here today,
sure.
How can you get hold of this book?
Amazon.
Amazon,
yep. So it is £35 on Amazon, which I know is a lot of money, but it is a big book that a lot of work's gone into. And it's £24 on the Kindle version. At the moment, they're the only places you can get it.
We will put links in the description below, so please click on that and you'll get all of that information up ready for you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time, Chris.
And then,